2 1คิวครับ
Meet Diplomat วันนี้นะคะตอนนี้ดิฉันก็อยู่กับเอกอัครราชทูตโปรตุเกสประจำประเทศไทยท่านทูตฟรานซิสโกวาสปาโตค่ะสวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ
This is a very beautiful residence and I think that it has a long time history as well, right?
Yes, it is. It is the oldest foreign residence in Thailand.
Wow.
So this land was given to Portugal in 1820 by His Majesty the King of Siam in those days, when the capital moved to Bangkok. It was the trading post for the Portuguese traders that came from Portugal here. The boats came up the river and His Majesty gave us this piece of land where we trade with the Siamese. And in those days, we had this trading storehouses, but then the consul started to build this house in 1860. So it's still very as it was in those days, and it's indeed a real beautiful house that we try to preserve and keep as original as it was in the past.
So it's about 160 something years,
See,
right?
more or less that age, and it's classified by the Thai Architects Association as an heritage building. So it is for us also a very important building because of that, because it shows our bilateral relations, how strong our friendship was for more than 500 years since the Ayutthaya times. We were friends and we maintain our friendship since then until nowadays. And this is one of the symbols of our friendship.
Right, I agree so. And this is a very good location and very nice building and very well preserved. What about the maintenance? I think it's the huge budget.
It is, as you can imagine, the weather in Thailand is not the easiest for a building like this. But it was built with natural products. The natural teak is still original. So the products in Thailand are also very resistant to the weather. So even if it costs us a bit to maintain, we made an effort to do it and to preserve it, and we'll continue to do it.
And I think that every ambassador who comes here, you have your own collection or your own design for the residence. And what about you?
Yes, we have the house has some things that are from the house, the majority of the things, the furniture, some pieces of art. But of course, every ambassador brings his own personal goods, like the paintings, the books, the music, something that make the residence also a personal house. Because at the end of the day, this is our house, and we live here for 3 to 4 years. So, and we are human, so we need to have our home with us. So it's important to have a piece of us also here. And this made, I think, everybody says that the house look very comfortable and very cozy because also it is our house, our home, and we are very proud of it.
So you live here, part of it is the residence and another part you serve as the reception venue for the embassy's event as well, right?
Yes, so this is a big house, as you will see. It is, there are these reception areas where we are. Is the living room where we receive also our guests and the official guests too, not only the private ones. Then there's a private area. But it's as an old house as it is, the private and the social is very connected. There's not really a separation between both. But that even makes it more familiar, more attractive for people to come and visit us.
I see the park outside as well.
Yes.
So this is a very big area. You have the residence, the embassy, and the park.
Yes, so a big garden. So the piece of land was a big piece of land that we still preserve nowadays. There's the residence, this building where we are. There's also the embassy where we work every day with a small group of collaborators. We are not a big embassy. And there's the big garden outside that connect us with the river, with Chao Phraya River. In the past, the garden and the embassy were the places where the trade was made. There was a bigger number of buildings around this space. But now it's only these two big buildings and a big garden, of course. We have beautiful old trees that we try to preserve, beautiful plants from Thailand, beautiful peacocks too. So it's a beautiful place. Yes.
So this is like a heaven for the people who live here. So we talk about the residence, the embassy, very old, and it also reflects the long-standing relationship between Thailand and Portugal. So could you give some thought about that, about 500 years of our bilateral relations?
Yes, as I told you, we were the first European to arrive in Siam. In those days, the capital was in Ayutthaya, and after we conquered Malacca, we established a very friendly relation with the King of Siam in those days. We arrived as traders, especially in those days. We sold and we brought with us the cannons and the rifles. That was something that in those days it was not known in Siam. So that gave a strong power to the King of Siam with all the battles that took place in those days. And that made us also part of the friendly entourage of the king. At some point, the Portuguese living in Ayutthaya were the personal soldiers protecting the royal family. And this trade developed also very fast with other products that we brought from our colonies in Asia, but also from Portugal. And at some point in Ayutthaya, there was more than 3,000 Portuguese living. There was this piece of land at the rivers, at Chao Phraya River in Ayutthaya, with 5 kilometers front, where there was 3 churches that His Majesty allowed us to build, and the families install themselves there. When Ayutthaya fell down, destroyed by the Burmese, the capital moved to Thonburi, and the Portuguese that survived and protecting the king, they came with the king, and they installed there in Santa Cruz, where there is still today a church, and the Kudichin neighborhood. By the way, that's a very typical neighborhood from Thonburi with a strong Portuguese influence still nowadays, and that's a lot of Thai families with Portuguese origin living there. And some years after, the capital moved to this side of the river, and the Portuguese moved also to this side of the river, and this piece of property was given to us by King Rama II in those days.
Right, during that time. So this is the glimpse on the past, and the next episode we will talk about current relationship. ค่ะตอนนี้นะคะเราก็ได้รับทราบภาพรวมนะคะของความสัมพันธ์ไทยโปรตุเกสย้อนไปถึง500 ปีแล้วก็ที่พำนักอาศัยรวมทั้งสถานทูตโปรตุเกสแห่งนี้ซึ่งมีอายุก็ประมาณ160 ปีแล้วค่ะเดี๋ยวในตอนต่อไปนะคะเราจะมาดูภาพรวมความสัมพันธ์ในปัจจุบันระหว่างไทยและโปรตุเกสกันบ้างค่ะโอเคงั้นเข้าต่อไปเลยเนาะ